Since 2020 just ended, I've drawn to a conclusion and decided to say this. Nick Jr. this past year was terrible. Now before I go over why it was so awful, let's go over the good stuff first. For instance, Shimmer and Shine, Sunny Day, and Top Wing got cancelled, which is actually pretty amazing. I think Corn and Peg also got cancelled since it was taken down from Nick Jr., but then again, maybe it's airing new episodes on a different channel. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Let's just be glad it's gone. Wally Kazam and Freshly Band of Spies were also removed from the schedule. Currently, Nick Jr. is only airing reruns of 5 ended series. Team Umizoomi, Butterbean's Cafe, Dora and Friends Into the City, Shimmer and Shine, and Hey Dougie. The latter 3 shows have been moved to graveyard hours to make way for some of the much better shows. I still enjoy Hey Dougie, but you got what I mean. More specifically, 3 to 4 a.m., when literally no kid is gonna be up watching them. So I think those shows will be pulled off the air very soon. Another great thing is that the channel has recently extended its hours that it plays its best modern show, Peppa Pig. Previously only playing it early in the morning and late at night, Nick Jr. now also plays Peppa Pig from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time in the afternoon on weekdays. Finally, there's Nick Jr.'s new show, Santiago of the Seas. This show, unlike most new Nick Jr. shows, is actually pretty good for a change. I have never seen a full episode, but I saw just part of the first one, and from what I've seen, the show is actually pretty cool and funny. After all the terrible shows that we've gotten in the past few years, you think there's no hope left for Nick Jr.? But Santiago of the Seas gives the channel a spark of light, and I'm really hoping this show spawns a Renaissance era. But now we have to go through the bad things. It all started in March when the Noggin app got rid of the classics like Miffy and Friends and Ubi. It doesn't make sense to remove these shows because the app is called Noggin, right? So it has to have Noggin shows. You can't call an app Noggin if it only has Nick Jr. shows and no Noggin ones. The new logo doesn't even look like a Noggin anyway, so why call it that? Basically, it's just a copy of the Nick Jr. app. So just call the Noggin app Nick Jr. Wait, there's already a Nick Jr. app. So just call the Noggin app Nick Jr. 2. But wait, that's the name of Nick Jr. in the UK. You see how confusing you've made all this, Nick Jr.? Why? Anyway, later that month, Dora the Explorer was taken off of the network schedule. This left Max and Ruby as the only classic Nick Jr. survivor remaining. Then, in June, Nick Jr. aired the single worst, most horrible episode of a TV show they could ever come up with. Pajama Party with Blue.
I'm not tired, Bert said, as the sun went down and the moon lit up.
Seriously, Nick Jr. You took my favorite episode of the original series and crushed it. If I told you I didn't cry when I first saw the episode, I'd be lying. Really, Josh didn't even try one bit to imitate Steve's mastering at doing the duck voice.
Sleep.
I'm not tired.
Really, why's a duck got to sound like Mickey Mouse? It's not that I don't like Josh Dale Cruz as a person, it's that I just hate his character in the Blue's Clues reboot. But if you thought the voice thing was bad, well, brace yourself, because what happened a month after was even worse. Max and Ruby was officially pulled down from Nick Jr.'s lineup. I was very upset about that. Max and Ruby used to be on Nick Jr.'s regular daytime schedule, but then all of a sudden, they reduced it to just playing one episode a day from 5:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock a.m. I didn't even get to watch it the last time it aired. And a few days later, just like that, Max and Ruby just got taken off the air full time. The day after last aired, an episode of LEGO City Adventures filled the half hour that was previously vaccinated by Max and Ruby. I started disliking LEGO City Adventures just because of that. Dora the Explorer did briefly return towards the end of summer 2020, but it was just the newer episodes that I don't care much about. I found it quite difficult to really enjoy myself while watching it. It got taken down again in September anyway, so much for that month-long comeback. And so all of the old Nick Jr. shows were entirely removed. And the only survivors of the Moose and Z era left are Team Umizoomi, Bubble Guppies, and Peppa Pig, the former of which already ended but continues to air in reruns.